Tevin Farmer versus William Zepeda had a lot of shaky things going on, not just the fight. There was no drug testing. Let's talk.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
So Tevin Farmer fought William Zepeda in a WBC interim title fight. The winner fights Shakur Stevenson. This was labeled as a tune-up for William Zepeda, but it was still on the line for for Tevin Farmer had he won. Now, the billing of this fight was Latino Heat, pretty much. This was Latin night. Latin night, y'all. This is what was supposed to happen. There shouldn't have been nothing. Really, it was nothing. It should have been all Latinos. This is how they built it. And as you see, it's for the WBC interim title in Riyadh, right? So I'm not tripping about this at all. Really, I'm not. But these are the things that I have an issue with. Now, this was the rankings when William Zepeda fought Tevin Farmer. These were the rankings, right? Now, if it's Latino night, well, these are all the Latino fighters. Yeah. Raymond Mortala, Edwin De Los Santos, Raymond Mortala, Isaac Cruz, Edwin De Los Santos, Andy Cruz, Antonio Perez, of course, and then Javier Herrera. Now, the thing about it is, Raymond Mortala wasn't fighting because he just fought on the 2nd of November, so he wasn't going to fight. Isaac Cruz has got a mandatory, not a mandatory, but they still got a rematch lined up with Rayo at 140. Edwin De Los Santos, his last fight was against Shakur Stevenson. He hasn't fought in a year, so he was prime example to fight. I mean, he was readily available. Andy Cruz, he hadn't fought since August, so he was available. This Antonio Perez dude would have been a decent pick for him to get a knockout, and this Javier Herrera dude probably would have been too slick for him to fight, right? So Tevin Farmer fit right up in there. He fit right up in there for this man to get. Tevin Farmer's coming off a loss. So they're like, oh, well, Tevin Farmer's off a loss. Well, cool. We're good on that. We'll just get Tevin Farmer. But if you're going to fight a black fighter, and that's fine if you want to fight a black fighter, then why not fight a guy who is ranked higher than Tevin Farmer? Fight a guy who is more known than Tevin Farmer because he just fought Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank Martin. Why not fight that guy? I mean, he's a black guy. I mean, he's coming off a loss just like Tevin Farmer, so it shouldn't have been too much of an issue. They're both coming off of losses, so they're both black guys coming off of losses. It shouldn't have been no different from one to the other. Specifically, if you guys are saying Frank Martin ain't shit and yada, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But I know why he didn't pick Frank Martin, because Frank would have knocked his ass the fuck out. So that one, I'm pretty much got that locked in. So let's go back to the Latino fighters. And if we're going back to Latino fighters, there is one fighter that would have fit this bill perfectly, and that is Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz would have fit this perfectly. Andy Cruz just fought in August, so he was readily available. He was wide open for this fight to happen. He's Latino, so he would have fit the bill of Latino. He's a DAZN fighter as it is, so he would have been right at home. It would have been Oscar De La Hoya versus Eddie Hearn, which it would have fit right in on the Riyadh season card, and this would have been in line with what they got, the 5v5, what they got going on coming up. But of course, they wasn't going to do that, because I believe Andy Cruz would have beat the brakes off this man too, which would then put Andy Cruz in line to fight Shakur Stevenson. And I don't think Oscar De La Hoya wanted that. So that's the reason why he picked Tevin Farmer. And in my opinion, Tevin Farmer won that fight. That's a whole different story, right? That's a whole different story. So let's go back to something now, because I want everybody to be very clear. They fought in the WBC for the WBC interim title, right? If they fought for the WBC interim title, there are some rules that need to be followed, right? There are some rules need to be followed, and they are the WBC clean boxing rules. These are the rules that need to be followed in the WBC clean boxing. They need to be followed, y'all. If they're so let's do a few things. Let's just read a couple of things, and I highlight the things that I wanted us to focus on, right? So this is the WBC clean boxing rules. If you look at it, they out of competition and in competition anti-doping testing. So they're in and out competition, right? If all boxers who are WBC sanctioned must be in this, right? It is mandatory for after the bout. So when the bout is over, right, they test again, but when the bout is over, they still testing, right? They do all their testing before, and then they do one more test after the bout is over, which is horrible to me, because if you test positive, you test clean before the fight, but then test positive after the fight, well, you still fought me. So it's fucking horrible for this, but whatever, it is what it is. It shows you that VADA, that they just administer it. They don't collect nothing, blah, blah, blah. They just administer the collection of it. Now it shows you the 3 things that I want you guys to focus on. There's 4, but there's really 3 I want you to focus on. These are the people who have to get VADA tested. They have to get WBC Clean Boxing Program tested. Any boxer who, as of January 1st of every year, is a WBC champion. So Shakur Stevenson needs to be tested as a WBC champion. He needs to be tested every single year, in and out of competition. As of every year, anybody ranked in the top 15, anybody in the top 15 needs to be tested. Anybody in the top 15. And then anybody, which is number 3, who is eligible to challenge for a title, right? So if you're eligible to challenge for a title, you need to be tested. So let's just do one thing here. Let's go back to these. Now, these people all needed to be tested. Anybody that all the 3 people that I said he could, the 2 people that I said he could have fought and the one he did, they all need to be tested, to include William Zepeda, by the very rules of the WBC Clean Boxing Program. They need to be tested, all of them. If he would have fought Frank, they both would need to be tested. If he would have fought Cruz, they both would need to be tested. He fought Tevin Farmer. Now, here's where I have a problem. Here's where the dilemma comes in. Yeah, Tevin Farmer tweeted, every other championship fight on that card was drug tested. Why not me and Zepeda? I have so many questions. I kept asking before the fight. They told me after the fight, oh, we were short-staffed. How? It was only 6 fights on the card, which leads me, it puts me in a really bad situation, but then a one that opens my eyes on some certain things, because now I'm sitting here like, I told you guys that Ryan Garcia didn't get tested for no fight except for Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney. Those are the only 2 fights that Ryan Garcia ever got tested for. He never got tested at all. I checked the rule. I checked the database. I checked VADA's database. I checked the WADA. I checked all their data. I checked their databases to see when's the last time that Ryan Garcia got tested, and he was not on there except for 2 fights: Tank Davis and Devin Haney. Those are the only 2 fights he was on any database for testing. He's never tested in anybody. He didn't test when he fought Luke Campbell for the whatever WBC interim, whatever he was doing. He didn't test for there, and he didn't test any other time. He didn't test for Duarte. He didn't test for Fortuna. No tests whatsoever. But that's Golden Boy. Well, so is this guy. This guy's a Golden Boy fighter. William Zepeda is Golden Boy. How come William Zepeda, who just fought for the WBC interim title, didn't test against Tevin Farmer. It's not like there was any motherfucking COVID going on. What are they talking about? Short-staffed. What's short-staffed? Is this another time where Tevin Farmer should be pulling up to Oscar De La Hoya's house to knock on his door and ask him to see the books? You know, like he told Bill, "Oh, Bill, we live in the same neighborhood. Why don't you just come to my house and ask to see the books?" Why would he do that? It's a business. I go to your job. I'm not going to your fucking house to see your books, bro. You walk around in fishnets all day. Why the fuck would I go to your house? You walk around in high heels and fishnets. No. What I will do is go to the office and do a fucking lawsuit and say, show me your motherfucking books. Now, you can take all the time you want to cook the books, whatever. Take all your time, but you're going to show me. You're going to show, and you're going to make those numbers match. Because I got my numbers. Now, I don't know Ryan's numbers, but you're going to have to produce them. And then you're going to have to make those numbers match. I can go to the DAZN network and see exactly what money was put on the table for this fight. And now you got to make all those numbers match. You got to fluff all of them. You got to cook all those books. And you're still going to have to do it. Yeah, but so I'm guessing that's what you're telling Tevin Farmer, that, hey, come to my house and you know, we're so short-staffed. I don't know how y'all were so short-staffed. I'm not sure. Because y'all had plenty enough money to buy all them damn ring girls. You could have got rid of all the ring girls and kept just 2. And they could have swapped back and forth for rounds. You had like 6 ring girls. For what reason? You could have just swapped back and forth for ring girls and paid somebody else, the short staff, to help out with the drug testing. And how are you short staffed for drug testing when the fighters do it themselves? All you need is a pecker checker. You have someone that sits there and watches them piss in the cup. That's it. That's all. That's all. That is the only staff needed. You watch them pee in the cup, and then you watch them pour half of it into the A and B samples. You watch them seal it until it clicks. You watch them put the strap over top of it, that adhesive strap over top of it, the seal that says it's that if that seal is broke, then it's tampered with. You watch them, then you watch them take that and put it in 2 plastic bags, seal them. You watch them put them in 2 different boxes, seal the boxes, and then you watch them ship them. That's the only thing they do. So what do you mean you were short-staffed? Anybody, you could have gave freaking some crackhead $100 and they could have did that off the street. You could have paid them out of your pocket. You could have paid anybody to do that. It's really just someone looking. That's all they're doing. But you're so short-staffed. That straight fucking lie. This man was juiced. Are you going to say no, he wasn't? Yeah, I can say he was juiced. Now prove me wrong. He didn't take any testing. How you going to prove me wrong? Oh, man, you putting slander on this man's jack. No, I'm not putting slander. He was supposed to take drug tests. He was supposed to. It's mandated by VADA, by the WBC clean boxing program. But let me guess, he's Mexican, so he got a pass. No, it's mandated. He was supposed to do it, but he did get a pass. He absolutely did get a pass. He did no drug testing. He fought Tevin Farmer and lost and did no drug testing. He was supposed to do drug testing. He was supposed to. But he didn't. It was a WBC interim title. He ducked it. He ducked drug testing. No one said anything about it because it was Tevin. It's a black guy. So no one said nothing about it. Didn't say a damn thing. Nothing. They just, he was supposed to beat Tevin Farmer. He's supposed to stop Tevin Farmer. He's supposed to throw 1,000 punches around and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. This dude got his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped, and they gave him a gift decision. It's supposed to be Tevin Farmer versus Shakur Stevenson fighting for the WBC title. That's what it's supposed to be. And truth be told, it's probably a better fight. Well, maybe not a better fight. Both of them, it would be a boring as a motherfucker. It'd be like 4 punches landed the whole damn fight. But that's neither here nor there. Tevin Farmer did enough to win that fight and drop that man. So he should have won that fight. He landed the better punches. Was this guy just throwing a whole bunch of shots? Yeah, you could just throw a whole bunch of everything. If I got a gun and I'm just firing shots and I don't never hit anybody, what good is the bullets? And that's exactly what William Zepeda was doing. Did he land some shots? Of course he landed shots. But Tevin Farmer landed the better shots, the crispier shots, and dropped that man. So there's no way he should have lost that fight, but he did. But he did. And this man was juiced when he won. Now prove me wrong. You can't. You can't prove me wrong at all. Because he didn't take any damn tests. Just like Ryan Garcia. Yeah, just like Ryan Garcia. They're both with Golden Boy. They both did the exact same thing. But of course y'all care when it comes to Ryan because y'all just don't like Devin. You just don't like Devin, you don't like Bill. So of course it matters. Oh no, come on, man, let's do hair follicles. Why aren't you guys talking about hair follicles right now? Why aren't you guys saying, let's do some hair follicles? Let's talk, oh, it was a supplement. Oh, it was Scooter. Why aren't you guys doing all this stuff right now? He didn't even take a drug test. Didn't even take one. Where is everybody clamoring for this shit, right? Where's everybody on this? Where is this? Because y'all don't give a fuck. Because all you cared about is shitting on Devin. That's all you cared about. I understand. BFTB, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, subscribe to my Patreon. And if you feel like supporting me, please support me in the PayPal or the Cash App.